Oh, do I feel good today? What is up, DTLU coach? And this is your daily sports and sports betting brand of record. We are live every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. You can also find us at 3 p.m. Eastern Time everywhere that you can find Stadium, Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV, Roku TV, the list goes on and on. We are everywhere. We are growing. We want you to bring all your families, all your friends. If you watch on our YouTube channel, if you're a degenerate, you're a part of that club and you know who you are. We love every single one of you. Hit that like button on the way in. It really helps the show grow. Now, we got a lot to do over the course of the next 60 minutes. Last night, we had a fantastic game, one for the ages. Then we had a blowout in a team that's going to be a problem. One of the games got moved to today. Notre Dame and Georgia. We'll be all over that. Another bowl game, Duke and Ole Miss, Pro Bowl snubs. We've got NFL. Who's motivated? Why? Who should they want to play? All that coming up here shortly. Now, as always, we are the most transparent show in all of sports betting. How did we do yesterday with all of those picks? Well, as always, my man Big Chuck, solid. Raphael, solid. I will be talking to AB, Tommy, and Seabass shortly. Shout out to Kirk, giving out 5 premium memberships. You got to be watching live to receive. We got a ton of content across all of our platforms. Subscribe, share, and then turn on your notifications. So every time we start a show, you will be notified. Somebody's going to be giving me one there. That's all I can say. Now, DTL the podcast. It is brand new. Every single day, never longer than 30 minutes. Fresh content, audio drops around 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and then the video for premium members, crew members, around 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, Howie Schwab, he would have loved this time of year. The crew play of the day. You can vote in the chat. Are we going to go Notre Dame? Are we going to go Georgia getting the one? Are we going to attack the total, 45.5, or go with the under 45.5? Give us your vote, and we will reveal the outcome at the end of the show. So now, without further ado, I got the best damn crew in the game, the most fun crew in the game. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it's time for the picks. All right, first and foremost, not to start the show off on a negative, own it. See,
I swear I was on mute, Coach. I swear, but clearly I wasn't. But I'm working on the mute button. I had it down yesterday, not this morning.
Well, we're going to work a little bit harder. My man had 14 hours in the restaurant. I'm going to give you a break because of your day yesterday.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you, Coach.
Thank you. Next, he is our college football aficionado, and I would love to know, which game did you enjoy more yesterday, DG, the blowout or the game that went to 2 overtimes?
It had to be the Texas and Arizona State game. That other blowout was disgusting, but the fact that Arizona State showed up late in that game, made it a game. I was rooting for Arizona State late because who doesn't like the underdog and give us more content to talk about? So very much so the Texas game.
You know, when you have a guy that wins the MVP from the losing team, that's how great, Raphael, that performance was by Scataboo. What did you make yesterday in an area where they postponed a game? So much heartbreak. And the football game was even mentioned in a press conference yesterday. So we try to focus on the positive, the actual game. What was your take?
I think it was a very interesting day for me yesterday, but I can't believe DG watched football because we were texting. He wasn't watching football, so I'm a little bit shocked at that. But Arizona State forks up. They're a fun team to watch, so I was pretty excited to see that game. Because, boy, someone in the text chain said that maybe Arizona State didn't belong. I don't know.
Well, I believe somebody on the show yesterday said maybe because of their guts, maybe they could give us something special. When you have a head coach that launches into superstardom and loss, man, who wouldn't want to play for Dillingham? This guy is in it from the start to the finish. Now, speaking of a day, before we get to our picks, you guys know here at the brand, we're all about family, right? We are all about taking care of one another. We love the pets that are part of the show. We love the families that are part of the show. And we also love the spouses and that are part of the show. So yesterday during the show, I received a text message. In that text message, there was a video. Right now, I would like to play you the contents of said video I got during the show yesterday. Producer man, roll it.
Good morning, Coach. Morning, crew. We are walking 30 minutes to the parade that starts in about 10 minutes because my girlfriend's forgot to tell me that we don't have any parking. So, yeah, we had to get Starbucks as well, of course. So now we're on a 30-minute adventure that's starting right about now. It's 7:45, and it's about 45 degrees. Not too bad, but a bit nippy when you're just waking up. So I just want to say good morning. And yeah, Rose Bowl parade, let's go.
What was that? Are you kidding me right now? You showed up late. You went to Starbucks. You didn't have a parking pass? That would have been the first question I asked her when I opened up tickets that were not to the actual game to watch Ohio State blow out Oregon. You need to answer for yourself, young Payton, because right now you're teetering. You're teetering. Explain yourself.
Coach, I don't have much to say. We watched the floats go by, and I'm seeing, Oregon cheerleaders and the cheer team and the Ohio State cheer team. That's the closest I got to the football game last night. And I wanted to see, Jeremiah Smith, Will Howard. Instead, I'm seeing Joey from The Bachelor on Good Morning America. What are we doing? I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. Like Jeremiah Smith or whoever hosts that parade now that I thought they taped in November, to be honest with you. All right, enough of the nonsense. We got to get to our picks, and I believe today we're going to have a bounce-back day. And Seabass, I'm going to allow you to go first because I just saw a recap screen, and you had 2 X's next to your name. So I know you would love to have a bounce-back day. So why don't we start with you? What do you got today?
I would love to have a bounce back day. Had I known Bilal Coulibaly was only going to play 9 minutes. He had 2 assists in the first 9 minutes. But anyway, we're going to run it back with another NBA rebound parlay. Lugan Dort today, we're going to take him 4 or more rebounds. He's averaging 4.6. He's done this in 4 of his last 6 games, playing the Clippers, who give up a lot of rebounds to his position. And then Jason Tatum, the guy's a rebound machine. His line on this tonight is 9.5. So we're going to take him at 8+ and put these two together for a parlay. He's done this he hasn't missed 8 rebounds since his game on November the 12th against the Hawks, where he only had 6. So we're going to put them together in a parlay, little rebound parlay, 4 and 8.
It should be noted that doing a lot more NBA, a lot more college basketball, now that the football season is winding down. But there are still some more bowl games, and one today has a team. And I'll be honest with you, DG, I question the amount of motivation or heart that Ole Miss will show up for, because they certainly have more talent. But you believe, at least at the start, in the first 30 minutes, they'll be playing well. You're up.
This is the primetime game against 2 juggernauts of Ole Miss against Duke. But honestly, Duke is starting their 3rd-string quarterback. He's threw 1 pass the entire season, and Ole Miss is playing Jackson Dart, who's their starting quarterback. But my God, Lane Kiffin hasn't shut up about being pissed off about being in the actual playoffs. So I hope and expect this team to come out in the first half and just cover the 9.5-point spread at -115. And then we're going to go to the NBA. We're going to go Isaiah Hartenstein, my guy. We're going to go over 3.5 assists at -110. The Clippers ranked 2nd in assists allowed to the center position, but mainly because of Zubac there. Look for the kind of the offensive rebound kickouts, maybe a post kickout, but also the dribble handoffs are big with Hartenstein in this offense for the Thunder. So all we need is 4 assists tonight.
They have been the hottest team in all basketball. They're so much fun to watch. If you don't have the league pass, I would encourage you to get it, because Oklahoma City, they're a big time problem. All right, let's go over to our numbers guy. Reason. Sorry you didn't get the proper hello. I just didn't think it fit this morning with you, Raphael. But you always fit when you're throwing out fire picks. Your 2. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't understand what a bounce back day is so far this year in 2025, but we're going to roll with the Portland, not the Blazers, the Portland Pilots in college basketball, who are playing the Gonzaga Bulldogs in Washington. But I think Portland will be able to score points. It's not the same Gonzaga defense we've seen years past, and Portland likes to speed up the tempo and shoot the 3 ball. They've hit this number 2 out of 3 games playing against Gonzaga, and they're averaging 69 points a game. So I think they push this total up. So we'll go team total over 63.5 -110. And then we're going to Lakers. We're going to stick with the Gonzaga theme because this guy played for Gonzaga. Huchimura, who played for Gonzaga, is going to score and rebound tonight like he was in Gonzaga. We're going to take over 16.5 points in rebounds with the purple and gold jersey. He's been playing really nice ball. His last game against Atlanta, he put up 21 points. He's averaging 13 points a game at home. I think he grabs about 5 boards. I'll take this 1 points and rebounds at 16.5.
By the way, last night, I think the over for the Hawks and the Nuggets was 247 is what it closed at. They covered that over last night. It was crazy. Nuggets had a huge second half, so if you bet the under in that one, not a bad beat. They just scored a lot of points, and the Hawks defense sucks. So does now. Brian says, King Lettuce is one amazing dude. Makes the show that much better. Jason says, Coach should have hooked you up. Him and Barney have connections. Jason, that's the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Day parade. It's not the Rose Bowl New Year's Day. We got to get all of our stuff correct. And you better have these correct and come correct today. King Lettuce, you're up.
I'm going to the eyes, Coach. Yesterday we only had one hockey game. Today we got a nice big slate. I'm taking the Golden Knights to cover the puck line at 1.5. They just came off a tough loss in their own building to Montreal, 3-2. But Vegas is 15-4 at home. And in those 19 games, they've won 10 of them by 2 or more goals. So tonight, I like them not only winning the game, but covering the 1.5 at the puck line. Also, I'm taking Lakers Blazers total over 225 at -110. A lot of people don't like betting the NBA midseason because guys might be out. They might not be playing that hard. But one thing you can count on is no defense being played. So I like taking the overs. I just hit one Tuesday, and I'm sticking with it. Taking this over in Lakers-Blazers game tonight because these two teams are both top 10 in points allowed.
Real quick, young Payton, because I know that you called yesterday and you wanted to have like 30 seconds to address this on the show, and I said I would give it to you. But young Soupy, or OG Soupy, and I want you guys to weigh in on this. He actually put out a post about beating you on your Super Salad segment from Tuesday, but he did not tag you, which tells me he's a coward. What did you make of the fact that he put it out into the universe, but yet not for you to see it? 30 seconds is yours.
Yeah, just know a little, I don't know. I'm just a little perplexed there, Coach, I guess you could say. Not sure why you would send it out to social media, for all 4 of his followers to see. And then for me, nothing. So I don't know. I'm just a little confused there, but I guess we'll see.
DG, this is your rival. What is Soupy doing? Is that how we talk trash?
No, that's not how we talk trash. First of all, I don't know if Soupy actually works his own social media. And so it could have been his wife. And so we need to let his wife know that Payton now does have a Twitter account. So we'll update her. Soupy has no idea how to work social media.
Oh, my God. Seabass, if there's one person on the crew that's going to stand there and take it, it would be young Payton. Why would Soupy not step into the ring?
I think this is a new forum for him. He's trying to figure it out. I mean, although what I will say, that 30 seconds, Payton, also needs some more. I mean, if you're going to go back at the guy, you got to let him know. I mean, perplexed. I get it. There's a lot to work with here. You'll get it. It's fine. You're young.
I was actually thinking the exact same thing, Seabass. That was weak sauce, big dog. That was weak sauce. But don't even worry about it. We have something coming up this year that I think I'm going to sign you up for, that we're going to have like a trash-talking seminar on this brand new platform.
I think my wife has a thing on Cameo. You can sign up for one of those. She teaches a great one. Just let me know.
Leave it to Seabass, always pushing the ancillary products out there. All right, so go to Cameo. I actually have one that I have to do today, my Cameo. Very, very affordable. All right, still to come. We're just getting started here on January 2nd of 2025. Still to come. We've got NFL. What do the top seeds, who do they want to play? Also, we got another playoff game today in college football, another bowl game, and an early look at Ohio State. Just getting started. It's DTL. It's a Thursday. It's a vibe. Okay, all of you degenerates out there, and also I see my sister, Joelle, in the chat today. We've got some news yesterday, DG. You're our NBA guy hosting the Grizzlies post-game down there in Memphis, Tennessee. The second son, a little ironic that this is happening, but the second son of one LeBron James has picked Arizona as his college of choice. We can only hope that he stays for a full 4 years. What did you make of that big announcement yesterday from
Yeah, the big announcement was the fact that he doesn't even start for his high school team. Like, I get that. Like, did he get offered to go to Arizona? Is he just a walk-on? There's a lot of stuff that is the unknown. This kid is not that good. I hope that he actually understands he needs to go to college and play the game before he even thinks about going to the NBA.
That's the problem, Seabass, is there's a lot of reasons, and you hate to say, well, it's because of the Nike. It's because of his dad could potentially. There's a lot of reasons that a program would want a son of LeBron James there, but he's not a great player right now. What was your take on this? Big-time D1?
I actually caught it as I was closing up the restaurant, scrolling on the bottom line there. So I just caught a glimpse of it. Didn't really make much of it. I actually was under the impression that Bryce was the better of the two kids at basketball. And he plays at a high school that's got a lot of talent, so I'm not necessarily worried that he doesn't start. But, yeah, if he's going to go to school, use that as the development stage for the game and actually stay in school. So, I mean, anytime you can get – listen, I'm – big LeBron James hater, but if you can get one of those kids at your school, I mean, it's money for the program. So he should make the best of that opportunity for himself.
Raphael, I got 20 seconds for you.
Bryce is the better overall player, and he's a great program. He's going to stick around for probably a good 3 years at Arizona.
So when I say not a great player, he's not a great – when you're talking about miss in high school, then you're the leading scorer on your team. You're the guy that everybody's going after. That's what I mean when I reference that, because he's going to be held to the highest standard because he has a brother that's trying to play in the NBA who only played 1 year of college and didn't play that well. So his brother should still be – they could have a rivalry, but alas, league. All right, we are back in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Really good live numbers so far on your way in. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button for us. It really helps our algorithm and the show grow. Do not forget, you can catch up in so many different places throughout the day at 3 p.m. Eastern time on all of the stadium channels, Amazon Prime, DirecTV, YouTube TV. Now, the NFL Week 18. And DG, I am going to start with you because it's never too early to look at motivation and look at teams, because this is always the week when you hear media say, oh man, I bet on this game and then nobody played, or they didn't let anything out of the bag, or they didn't want to show anything for the playoffs. So basically the Bills will start and here's some of the bigger games this weekend that you guys can feel free to reference if you so choose. But in the AFC, the Bengals still have an opportunity, but it's a weak one. They need Denver to lose. They need Miami to lose. But the Bills are locked into the 2. The Ravens have a 95% chance of being the 3 seed. Who do you think both teams to play coming up in the playoffs?
Yeah, so if I'm Buffalo, I want to play Denver. You have a team that's led by Bo Nix, a rookie quarterback. And so at that point, that's kind of what I'm looking at. But honestly, with either of these teams, whether if I'm Buffalo or Baltimore, I'm not scared of the other teams. Like Pittsburgh, if you're going against Baltimore, if they were to drop, I'm not scared against them as a Baltimore Ravens team because they're good enough defensively, but their offense has been really good this season. And so if I am either one of these teams, I'm not really scared of the matchups that could play out depending on if anybody wins or loses.
Are the 2 games on Saturday, as DG just alluded to, and they both kind of matter because they have 3 teams that potentially playoffs. The Browns are at the Ravens. That's why they have a 95% chance of having that seed because the Browns suck. And then the Bengals are at the Steelers, but the games are not at the same time. Raphael, let me come over to you. When you look at the Bills and potentially the Ravens in that 3 seed, it's not about, to me, being scared of somebody, but who do they think is the best path? Because you have to factor in how good they are, but then also we want to win multiple games to get to the Super Bowl.
I think if you look at the Bills, normally we'll see a Bills team who just wants to play at home because we see the weather inclements that can happen. This Bills team, they don't care who they want to play. They've been playing ball all good season, especially on the road. If you're the Ravens, you probably want a home game. So if I'm Buffalo, I don't care who we play. I'm really intrigued on Saturday because everyone's talking about Cincinnati. But the Steelers, they want to win this game because do you really want to go to playoffs losing 4 straight? I think the Steelers is probably the best game to watch out for this weekend.
Shout out to our resident benefactor Bibbo, he says, what are the bonus money situations for players this week? Robert, we got you. Tomorrow we're going to do a bunch of incentives on the Sunday morning show. We'll also hit a bunch. Literally set down. I kid you not. I'll show you right here. All of these pages, those are incentives. There's a lot, and there's a lot of big-time players that are playing for big-time money. We'll get to those tomorrow and on Sunday. Payton, let me come over to you because the Bills are in a very, very weird situation. They've been to the dance with a good record for several years in a row and never get the job done. Do you see a path that each one should want to take?
You talking about the Bills, coach? Sorry, you broke up on my
Bills and Ravens. I'm sorry. I thought we had this fixed. Yeah, Bills and Ravens.
The Bills and Ravens. Bills, man, I would not want to run into the Bills, but I think the Ravens are the best team on that in that seating chart right there. And also, I would not want to run into the Bengals also if they sneak into the playoffs. I think the Bengals and Steelers game, as Raphael was saying, is the best game to watch for this week. Also, Joe Burrow has been absolutely amazing lately, so I want to see the Bengals win this week.
I feel like young Payton should want to try that again. But we're not going to give him that opportunity. Young Payton, we got to start over with you. I think the whole parade thing threw you off. All right, let's flip the screen now. Let's go over to start with you on this one because this is the really interesting one. This is the one where there's so many things that could still happen. Look at those records, and you're going to see a team that has at least 13 wins that's going to be a 5 seed. It's absolutely bananas. But the Eagles are locked in to the 2 seed. We know that. The Rams are going to be the 3 seed. Then you got the Bucks and the Falcons. They don't play each other, but that's the only spot that hasn't been taken yet. And only one of them can get it because look at the other records. Vikings, Commanders, Packers. They're locked in, but what seed? So if you're the Eagles and the Rams, Raphael, who would you in the first round of the playoffs?
Ooh, the Eagles, I would probably want to say anybody because you're playing really, really good football right now, and that defense has to show up because they didn't play good on the second one. So I think the Eagles are in a best position they don't really care who they play. Everybody else is probably looking at, I don't want to play this team. I don't want to play this team. Keep an eye out for Tampa Bay. They could be the surprise. They could be the Arizona State in the NFC. So I wouldn't be, if I'm anybody, I wouldn't want to play Tampa.
That would be my pick, or I would Green Bay Packers. Can you imagine if you're the Eagles and last year, remember what Jordan Love did, DG, playoffs in Dallas? So that could be the best 7 seed we've ever seen. 26 chance of being the 6th or the 7th seed for the Packers. What's your take?
Yeah, if Washington wins, they hold to that spot. You're looking at a divisional matchup there. But it's also, I know it's Jaden Daniels, but it's a rookie quarterback. I said the same thing with Buffalo. If I have a chance to take on a rookie quarterback in their first playoff game, I want to be Philly going and possibly taking on Washington. So maybe if Washington loses that last game, then I can somehow play them. But if it was me, I'm scared to play Green Bay just overall.
Me too. By the way, the Commanders are take on the Cowboys, and apparently Mike McCarthy, the season's not over yet, so he's still locked and loaded. Won't talk about anything. The Cowboys should bring it strong, just like they did last week against the Eagles. Seabass, coming over to you. Eagles, Rams. I did not have them on my bingo card to be the number 2 and the number 3 seed, but that's where we are. The Rams have been very, very quiet at 10-6. Who should they want to play?
I think the Rams want to play anybody that they can put in front of them. They're at home. Traveling west is never fun, but I don't think people want to play Washington. I don't think Philadelphia wants to play Washington. They played 2 tough games against them already this season. A third game, those division rivals can be really tough. I think Green Bay might be the team that people do want to play in that 8th seed or whatever that number is for their home game. We talked about rookie quarterbacks. Jordan Love was a rookie quarterback last year when he went down and won, so I wouldn't necessarily knock out or discount Jaden Daniels right now. That Washington team really has nothing to lose. They're playing with a lot of fire and intensity and fun, which can be dangerous as a franchise who hasn't made it to the playoffs for quite some time. So I'd be leery of Washington, but also Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield is having an incredible season. I don't know that anybody wants to play them either right now.
They've got an incredible offense, and we'll talk about some of his incentives tomorrow. He's got a bunch for $500,000 that he could hit if he has a big game this weekend, and also they're still playing for something, so he'll be in there the entire game. Best case scenario. And to be accurate, because I know for some reason all these different Twitter people have popped up trying to call out all the betting shows. He was a first-year starter. Wasn't a rookie last year, Jordan Love, but he was early in his career. All right, now, part of that Eagles game is Saquon Barkley, and we're trying to think, would he be happy not playing? He's a humble guy. I've been very, very consistent that he shouldn't want to play, and here is Saquon meeting with the media less than 24 hours ago after we did DTL yesterday. Listen to this.
We had a conversation and let me know that we're probably going to be rested. My reaction was kind of like I told my family. Obviously, my family, probably wanted a little bit more than me. But at the end of the day, the most important thing is winning football games. They asked me if I wanted to play, if I want to go for it. I said on Sunday, I probably didn't care too much for it. When I slept on it, I was like, there's an opportunity to implant my name in football history. May never get another opportunity like that again. So I'm down, but at the end of the day, I don't care for putting the team at risk.
He's talking a lot of stuff here, young Payton, but he had that we didn't put into that sound. He said, I'm sad. And he said, my family's sad. He only needs 101 yards to pass the all-time record. Are you a little bit surprised, young Payton, that Saquon just didn't say, nope, don't want to play? Because I am. But I'm glad that I was wrong. I want a competitor.
Well, it seemed like in that interview, he was a little depressed. He didn't play, or he's not going to play. He was a little down. So you didn't even have to put in that soundbite of him saying he's a little sad. You could just tell. And 101 yards for him, for any other running back, it's like 50. So it's definitely upsetting to see Saquon not get the record, which has been held on for so long. So it's definitely going to be a depressing thing for him.
And I get it, DG. I get why the Eagles wouldn't want to. He is one of the rare players that if he gets hurt, that would severely hurt their chances in the playoffs. But the other part of this is history that your name could be up there. Look at Eric Dickerson. It's been like 40 damn years or whatever it's been. Are you surprised at how he looked in that video and sounded?
No, because as a player, you have pride. And this is about pride. It's about legacy. And so Saquon, I think he's a prideful guy, as most athletes are. And so he wants to have his name up in lights, potentially forever if nobody can get this record again. And he's not going to have another shot of it. But you want to hear a pissed off Saquon Barkley? Wait and see if they lose that first round. If they lose that first round game, whoever they play against, and he still does not get the record and they end up out of the playoffs, dude, he's going to be pissed.
Ooh, Seabass, I think DG's right. I think he's right.
I think he might be. I think, Coach, listen to this might, I don't know that he might be upset about not breaking the record. I think maybe there's a little bit of the depression and sadness part that he doesn't get to go into his former team and kind of stick it to them a little bit. Maybe not go for the record, but hit that hole and hit a few guys real quick and say, hey, this is what you guys missed out on. Let me just show you up close and in person. As opposed to watching it from the side. That might have a little bit to do with it as well. But, again, he did say the right things. He's making sure the locker room is staying together. He's not throwing the coach under the bus. So you got to respect some of those things, too. I'm sure they'll talk about it. We'll probably see him maybe get a few carries. Who knows?
Finally, somebody says what it's all about. But Raphael says, I got 30 seconds for you.
Really? We're complaining about this? If you want a single record to be limelight, then go golf, play tennis. This is a team. It's not the Philadelphia Barclays. It's the Philadelphia Eagles.
You are so jaded when it comes to sports. What do you mean it doesn't mean anything? You don't think he can walk his living room and have it up on the wall for the rest of his career?
You can also have a Super Bowl that you can wear on your ring and wear it day after day.
And who's to say they still won't get the Super Bowl? You think?
Who's to say he doesn't get 102 yards?
Oh, my gosh. By the way, Rick says, does it – and this is also something nobody's bringing up. Does it mean as much since now they play one more game? That's a legit question. It used to be 16 games. Now it's 17 games. All right, still to come. We've got more prize picks for you on the other side. Also, you want to stay at the break. If you're watching on YouTube, we've got hockey plays for you. And then we break down today's college football. And look, it's DTL. It's Thursday. It's a vibe. All right, there's a lot of you out there watching on our YouTube channel that you guys want hockey. We have you covered. Ahead in the chat has you covered right here, right now. Producer man, if you don't mind, what do we got today from Mark?
Hello, everyone. Mark here from the Weekend Wager Show, bringing you another Driving the Line, Skate Around the Rink, where you're going to get our top 2 NHL plays for tonight's slate. Let's hit the ice. We're going to begin with the Columbus Blue Jackets. We're going to take them on the first period money line at -115. The Blue Jackets have a +13 first period goal differential on the season. Additionally, in their last 12 home games, they are 7-2-3 in the first period on the money line. I really like this matchup for them tonight as facing Detroit Red Wing goalie Alex Lyon. Lyon has conceded first period goals in 9 straight starts. Look for the Blue Jackets to take advantage of that and get out to an early lead in this one. Our next play is going to take us to Dallas, where we're going to take the Stars on the three-way money line at -115. The Stars are hosting the Ottawa Senators, and the Senators have had nothing but goalie issues all season, which means that we're going to see goalie number 3, Mads Søgaard, get the start tonight in Dallas. Søgaard has been so bad in his road starts for the Senators this season, posting a 4.21 goal against average and a horrible 86.2% save rate. Look for the Stars to handle this within 60 minutes and get this done within regulation. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for joining me as we skate around the rink. And until next time, take care.
I don't even know where to start. 2 good picks, Mark. Did he have the hiccups? DG, this is your boy.
Maybe. We might have to do a retake. I love the picks, and I love the hat. Got to work on the old Marky Mark over there, but I do like it, though.
Cam Newton wants to know where his hat went.
Big Cheesy said, top of the morning to you, Mark. Hey, I like the fact that he's thinking about his appearance. He looked good. He might have had hiccups. We're not quite sure.
That was a choice. It was a choice.
All right. Thank you, Mark, very much, as always, for taking that time and throwing out these fire picks. You can watch them on Weekend Wagers every single week at 3 p.m. Eastern Time if you are a premium member. All right. We are back in just 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. We have crossed the bottom of the hour here on DTL. I'm just waiting to see who's going to make more noise for my crew today. Oh, okay. Now it's quiet. Oh, we've got some discussions to do, but I am the coach. A lot of you coming in. Our live numbers absolutely amazing today. So thank you. A lot of you that are new. We do our straight picks at the top of the show, but we like to have a lot of fun, as you can see, because for us, it doesn't always have to be serious. It's a crazy, crazy thought, but we're all over Amazon Prime. We're on DirecTV, 3 p.m. Eastern Time today. So if you're in the chat and you watch live, every now and then somebody will give away and gift a premium membership, and it's all random. Our machine does it, but you got to be watching live to receive one. All right, before we get into the college football game today, we always start this segment with young Payton because he is our TikTok. He's our prize picks all over. So I know today you got 2 big plays, young Payton. Where are we headed today, sir?
I'm going with Jeremiah Love, more than 89.5 rush yards. I know Georgia's got a good D-line, but they still allowed 129 yards per game on the ground this year. We're going to see a run-heavy game from both sides, and I like Notre Dame being up in the game, running the ball late in the 4th. And this is a pretty low number here for a demon pick, as he's hit this line in 4 of his last 5 games. So you'll get good value here. Also, Trevor Etienne, more than 16.5 receiving yards, rather than doing what Boise State did against Penn State, which was just turning around and just handing their star the football to get tackled. I think Kirby is actually smart, pun intended, and he's going to find ways to get Etienne the ball in open space and some dump offs here and there that'll let him take off for some big gains. Also, my third pick kind of snuck in there. Gunnar Stockton, over 16 pass completions, or more than 16 pass completions. And how about him getting some little tiny dump offs here and there towards the end of the game that'll put him over this projection. So I like all 3 of these plays tonight.
You know, Big Cheesy will always give you a backhanded compliment. He says, I love this 3-piece bozo pack, 18 a piece. That's how he says he really likes them, young Payton. That's how he says he really likes them. All right, 3 big picks every single Tuesday and Thursday, and then Soupy on Friday. I have your prize picks as they're a little bit different. I like how they keep it very, very simple, so we like having them part of the show. Young Payton, thank you very much. By the way, as I just mentioned, Mr. Roberto Bibbo has gifted 5 different premium memberships a month. We're not doing that stuff that other places do where he gets automatically. No. If you want to be a premium member, you can, but it doesn't automatically renew. So that was very, very important to us. BG, your thoughts on the prize picks Bozo 3-pack?
I do like the Etienne receiving yards pick. And Gunnar Stockton's going to have to throw it. And so 16 is not a big number at all, especially trying to keep it close to the line of scrimmage. So I like both of those picks if I had to pick 2 of the 3.
All right. Shout out to Joe. He says Gunnar Stockton at 40+ rush yards is plus. So something maybe you want to look at. All right. Due to the unfortunate circumstances of what happened in New Orleans on New Year's night, the Sugar Bowl was pushed back until today. It's a 4:00 start, Notre Dame and Georgia. And this brings up an interesting discussion because this is basically an even game. Dame has been the hotter team. Georgia, they won some games, but not in impressive fashion. They now have a backup quarterback. So, Raphael, I'm going to start with you because you live down there. You're right there. How do you think this will affect either team, and does it change anything in your mind as far as your handicapping is concerned?
Oh, this didn't change a lot because Georgia fans a lot of them went home. A lot of them didn't stay because a lot of them had to go back to work. A lot of them were scared to stay. I saw so many people that were leaving yesterday that were supposed to stay to go to the game, but now the game got moved back. So I think the red that we're supposed to see around the stadium might not be that much red. Tickets are now $30 if you want to go there because so many people bowed out. So I think the home field advantage that I thought Georgia might have, maybe it won't be there. I think that's why the total has not seen that much action. I think the bettors realize that when you have games that has emotion, we've seen it at 9/11. Everyone flooded money with the Mets, and they only won 3-2, and that was because of Mike Piazza home run. We saw the Golden Knights. They only won by 1 puck after the shooting there. I think the betting people are cautious of what we saw and what we heard.
Shout out to Brian. Very good take, by the way. He says, buy teams get off to slow first quarter bets. And I said that about Oregon yesterday, right here on the show. And I said they didn't play. Ohio State did. And what happened? They scored a touchdown less than 60 seconds into the game and set the tone. So, DG, let me come over to you. Georgia's had the week off. Notre Dame went out there and laid it down in their first game. Does that affect anything that they already have a really good playoff win under belt?
It does, in my opinion, because Notre Dame, coming off of a game not too recent, right? And so it was the fact that they were able to get a good win and they continued playing. And then they had a little break between that first round and the second round. So both teams aren't just coming off of, 3, 4, 5 days. And so they both had at least a week or so. I don't think this is affecting Georgia as much. The only thing that worries me is a backup quarterback because it is one of his big first starts ever. I think this could affect him because you might kind of get more into your nerves because you're having to wait an extra day. But I do like the slow start for Georgia, but then Georgia to come back later on.
Matty I says those who are in the crowd are going to be emotional. This will be a hell of an atmosphere if it fills up at all. And Seabass, that's the big question. And I'll be watching the pregame show, I believe it's on ESPN today, to see exactly what the atmosphere is going to be like. Because I think how the game starts and plays out.
The atmosphere is going to be – there's going to be a lot of anxiety to start the game. But I think once we get into the game, all those emotions start to go away. You focus on the game, and it's going to turn out to be a really, really great game. Now, I've been screaming SEC all season long, and it hasn't been going – as strong as I would like it to have, as Raphael let me know in the group chat yesterday. But Texas did pull it out. And the trends are telling me you got to take Notre Dame here, but I just can't get off the SEC bandwagon. I'm SEC for life. I still like Georgia. I think it's going to be a really close game, a hard-fought game. Georgia's going to eke this one out.
Young Payton, you're always looking at prize picks for us. You're always looking at fantasy numbers too. Has anything changed with Georgia that you've seen because of the fact that they've got the backup quarterback in? And normally you're replacing a quarterback. Carson can't even play. So this is the team for now their backup. Did you see anything change?
It actually is funny you asked me that because this is one of the games I haven't seen anything changed in prize picks that drastically. The only thing that I saw change was Gunnar Stockton's passing completions from 15.5 to 16 overnight, which is really not, it didn't really affect me. I was going to take that one either way because I see him throwing some really short completions tonight. I see this game being really close, and I don't really know who to take here. I'm taking the under in this game. I know Big Cheesy's going to like that because he put it in the chat. Under 45.5 in this game. We got a backup quarterback going the entire game against two really good defenses, so I like the under in this game.
Man, betting an under in a playoff game. I just can't do it. I would have to stay away before I could do that, just because I like to root for points. But it's a really good take by you. By the way, Raphael, if Penn State plays Penn State, according to the books, early line would be -1. If Penn State plays Notre Dame, Penn State would be +1, which tells us that the books think Notre Dame is the better team. Am I reading that correctly?
Correctly, but Notre Dame is a better favorable betting team. Penn State gets no betting action whatsoever. I'm a little bit shocked that they don't get just because of the name, we are Penn State. They don't get no betting action for year after year, but Notre Dame will get action.
DG, which do you think is the better opponent for Penn State?
Wow, that's a tough one. I would say the better opponent would have to be Notre Dame, just because I don't think they have a lot of the, I guess, the Ferraris and the Porsche, like those fast cars on the outside of the wide receivers. And honestly, the backup quarterback for Georgia could be, honestly, a guy who runs a lot. And so it could be a different dynamic. I think you know what you're getting in Notre Dame. And because of that, I think Penn State matches up much better.
When I look at it, and to me, I privately sprinkled a little bit on Notre Dame to win this all. I think, Seabass, that Notre Dame is not getting any of the love that they deserve. And I think they're going to beat Georgia, and I think they're going to beat Penn State, because SMU and Boise State showed us that there are levels to this game. And I think Notre Dame will be playing national championship game on that night. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
Why?
No, I don't, from a coaching standpoint, number one, I don't, Kirby Smart, I think, is probably the best or top 2 coach in this playoff that's left right now. Notre Dame, they haven't been in a meaningful game, and this for years. The last time they got smoked. I just don't know that they have the talent to match up. So I've got to stick with Georgia here. I do think if Notre Dame does get by Georgia, I think Penn State routs Notre Dame. Penn State is just overlooked, underappreciated, and their defense is ridiculous.
That's a great take. Young Payton, respond to that.
I think he's a little bit of Kirby stupid, getting his starting quarterback hurt at halftime against Texas. Time running out. Oh, let's throw a Hail Mary to the end zone here. Boom, right to the arm. Done. So now he's got to go with a backup, and I think that backup's not going to step up. I think he's going to plummet, actually, and I don't see Georgia scoring a lot of points. The only thing that they're going to win by is their defense. So if they can hold Notre Dame to under 17 points, then I could see them maybe squeezing out this win.
Eddie Ice says, Kirby stupid, laughing my head off. That was actually very, very, very fun. Duke and Ole Miss quickly. We only got a minute left in this segment, but I know we have a pick in the first quarter or first half of the game, but this is going to be, it's a little ironic. And I know the reason for moving the game is horrific, but DG, it's not lost on me that Ole Miss now will have to play after an SEC team that Lane Kiffin, in his delusional mind, thinks that they should have been in this playoff. Do you think that will affect anything in how Lane appears and sounds on the sideline?
I think Lane is going to be swinging his petty machete around. And I think that no matter if this game was before, the day before, I think that Lane Kiffin is petty himself and will make sure this team gets off to a hot start. After halftime, we'll see what happens. But I think that they get a decisive lead, especially going into halftime.
All right. We will wait to see. And again, it's 4 p.m. Eastern time for Notre Dame and Georgia. It's 8 p.m. Eastern time. Duke on their third quarterback. It's a 17-point at 51.5. And if there's one team and if there's one coach, gentlemen, that will not care if he's up by 10, 20, 30, or 40, is going to be Lane Kiffin. I would bet the team total over. And if they get rolling, they will stop. I would lay the 17, maybe down to 16.5 if you so choose. All right, still to come, we will break down the game that's already set. Who should be the favorite, Buckeyes or the Texas Longhorns? Also, who did you guys vote on for the Howie Schwab play of the day? And what is Rafi's stat of the day, which most of the time leads to a catch? It's DTL having a great time. Great live number Thursday, and we're a vibe. All right, all of you degenerates out there, we love all of you that watch on our YouTube channel. Real quick, there's a lot of snubs, and we don't like to snub anybody here, Seabass, but the Pro Bowl, which is a joke, there still are some incentives in some contracts. There are 9 Ravens and there is 0 Mahomeses. Explain this to me. Explain this to me.
What is a snub in the Pro Bowl? Like, do they even play the game anymore? Listen, they need to go back to, remember John Madden and the All Madden team? That's all the Pro Bowl should be. Just like the All NBA team, just give the guy an award. You get a bonus if you make it. Leave the fans out of it. You don't need Taylor Swift putting Travis Kelce as the leading vote getter. Woo, he's not even the best tight end on his own team.
That take I agree with. Young Payton, you're wearing the Ravens jersey, the sweatshirt. You get 9, but yet you can't get through the playoffs ever.
Hey, I'm tired of hearing people say that. This year, we're going to do it, guys. I'm telling you, I don't want to run into we're not going to run into anybody. We're going to be just fine. We're not worried of anything. We got the hottest offense in the league right now. I'm telling you, Baltimore Ravens, man, I'm not complaining about our 9 in the Pro Bowl. Let's go.
DG, help us out here.
Yeah, I don't care about the Pro Bowl in general, but this is a contract incentive for most of these guys. Like, they are getting paid when you get into a Pro Bowl selection. So for their pocketbooks, I love it. I'm a Cowboys fan. How we have so many Pro Bowlers and we still suck, I don't get it. I'm tired of it.
Raphael.
I'm hoping your earphones wouldn't work if I could do this take, because Patrick Mahomes shouldn't even be close to a Pro Bowl. He shouldn't even be invited to the Pro Bowl because he wasn't even a top 10 quarterback this year. But I am shocked that the Swifties didn't vote more for him because he's on the same team.
It drives me insane when all you guys look at is stats. All you guys look at is stats. We're talking about a team that is 15-1, that has not even had his top playmakers for the entire season and has figured to beat everybody in front of them, except for the Buffalo Bills. But he's not a Pro Bowl quarterback. What are we doing? What are we doing? Liddy, I apologize. We worked on it all day. We'll fix it. I don't want Liddy to go anywhere, but sometimes, but trust and believe, I've got Cox on the line. We're back in 5 seconds. Okay, welcome back, everybody. It's DTL on a Thursday, January 2nd. And one of the college football playoffs is, and that's going to be Texas and Ohio State. And in 2024, you can call them Blue Bloods. They're 2 of the biggest NIL teams, and they have a ton of talent. So, DG, the early line, according to DraftKings, is the Buckeyes by 6, the total at 53.5. Did yesterday prove to you that Ohio State, this version of Ohio State, is for real?
I was wrong about the Buckeyes. Like, I did not expect them to beat up on Tennessee like they did. I didn't expect them to beat up on Texas, or not against Texas, against Oregon yesterday. And now Texas, if they were able to run through those 3 teams, my God, Ohio State is for real. They have been for real. And if they would have played like this all season, they would be the odds-on favorite to be the best team in college football. They slipped up a couple times throughout the season, but this Buckeyes team, as right now, as they are playing, is the best team in all of college football.
And we might be watching, and I'm going to say this, wide receiver to ever play college football. That's how good Jeremiah Smith is. At the height of a tight end, he's got the weight of a tight end. He runs a 4.4, and he's got swagger and confidence. And he said before, if you're going to play man-to-man on me, we're going to take a shot. You can't guard me one-on-one. 7 catches, 187, 2 touchdowns, and most of them, Raphael, were spectacular. This dude is a problem for the Buckeyes. Your take?
Yeah, he's got 12 Owens body, but speed as Smith out there. So he's just phenomenal to watch. I was talking to multiple odds makers last night before they post this number, and I said post 7. Post 7 right now and grab as much Texas money as you can get at +7, because Ohio State money is going to be flooded in on parlays, money line bets, because what we see, the last 2 games they played, they have been phenomenal. The last 2 games we have seen, they have been the best team in college football. And right now, they will win the national championship.
I don't think there's anybody better, young Payton, than them right now. They're coming out from start. And it's almost like the loss to Michigan, I see somebody in the chat said it, was the refocus that they needed, because their offense looks great and their defense plays with so much emotion now. Thing is getting over on them.
Yeah, well, we all know in every sport who in the playoffs who's hot and who's not. And the Buckeyes are the hottest team in football. They're the best team in college football. And offensively, I didn't really see them like that until 2 weeks ago. and they just went absolutely nuts. And yesterday was just embarrassing performance from Oregon. They couldn't do anything against Ohio State. So I was really surprised by that game. But I mean, Ohio State just kept pouring it on. And in the second half, they didn't need to. So they didn't. But they scored again, and they just crushed Oregon. That was an insane game.
Best 30 seconds. Can Texas beat Ohio State? Take the spread out of it. Are they good enough to beat this team right now?
I, too, would first like to just jump on the I'm an idiot train and did not think Ohio State was any good. But if Texas plays any way that they played after their first two series yesterday, they're going to get their butts handed to them. There's no way that they're going to play the way they did against Arizona State and beat Ohio State. No way.
I agree with you. Right now, Ohio State is a wagon. And if you didn't get on them before, you may want to get on them now, but I don't even know what the number is, but they are playing great football. All right, our live number is amazing. We thank all of you for tuning in this morning, but there's a lot of you that were not here at the top of the show. We want to take care of you as well. And a little something we like to call this is every single pick in 10 seconds or less. 1-2 nuggets to be sure. DG, start us off.
Yeah, let's go with the Ole Miss. We're going to ride him here at the first half at -9.5. It's at -115. I just think that this team has a lot to prove. Then we're going to go on the hardwood tonight with Isaiah Hartenstein, over 3.5 assists at -110. Look for a lot of the DHOs and a lot of the kickouts to the open shooters to knock down and give him his 4 assists.
Raphael, you are up, sir.
We're going to college basketball. The Portland Pilots team total over 63.5 -110. They're playing at Gonzaga. Gonzaga is going to push the tempo up higher, so Portland will probably get close to 70, but Gonzaga might score 100, but that doesn't matter. We'll cash that ticket. And then we're going to Lakers. We were at Chamora over 16.5 points and rebounds. We'll lay the nickel on this one. He's played really well at home as of late. I think he has a nice game, averaging 13.4 points a game at home.
Thank you to Big Cheesy. Telling us the Lakers Trailblazers is now at 223. Something to look at. CBS NBA Rebound Parlay. I'm here for it.
Yes, sir. Another rebound parlay. Lugan Dortz to get 4+ rebounds. He's averaging 4 at home. Jason Tatum to get just 8. The guy's averaging 9.5. He's a rebound machine. Put these two together for a little plus money parlay.
Young Payton, bring us home.
I'm going with the Golden Knights to cover the puck line. They just came off a tough loss in their own building to Montreal, but Vegas is 15-4 at home, and in those 19 games, they've won 10 of them by 2 or more goals. So I like them covering the puck line. Also, Lakers Blazers now 223. One thing you can count on right now in the NBA is the lack of defense we've seen from some of these teams. So 2 teams who are both top 10 in points allowed.
All right. Very, very good. And thank you for paying attention, Payton. I actually said that to see if you were paying attention to the change. So well done, young man. Well done. All right, a couple more housekeeping items before we get the hell out of the Howie Schwab Crew. Play of the day. You guys chose Notre Dame. Notre Dame -1. Your boy for 60 minutes. Taking the Irish tonight. And then me and Seabass will have a little something when Penn State plays Notre Dame, in the semifinal. All right, we do not have a graphic today, but we always have a stat of the day. Rafi, where are we headed?
We're going to the frozen pond. The total has gone over 10 of Seattle's last 11 games when they're playing against Vancouver. If you like goals, don't watch this game. Or if you like goals, watch this game.
Great advice, Raphael. Great advice. Real quick, nobody is believing me. And everybody's against me, DG, when they go, oh, Patrick Mahomes, he wasn't a Pro Bowl quarterback this year. And I'm like, what is a Pro Bowl quarterback supposed to be? A great player that helps his team win, doesn't have to put up 5,000. Tom Brady, about halfway through his career, stopped caring about stats, started caring about winning. Is that not a Pro Bowl quarterback plan when you're trying to get your team across the finish line and not worried about your stats?
Yeah, the only thing, I get the whole stats thing, and that is the discussion, and that is an argument that you have in there. But when I look around the edges of what they don't have on the offensive side for Kansas City, and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, I have to give Andy Reid his love, but Patrick Mahomes is still making it work with all these no-name guys. I think that he should be into the Pro Bowl as a player, but his stats aren't there. Let's just be honest. The stats aren't there.
Yes.
But if you look at it, he's winning games. And at that point, you kind of got to get a little bit for that.
I agree with that. Barely a minute. take off the team to put Pat on it. Any of them. I don't give a damn. Any of them. Real quick, a minute and a half left. Young Payton, we didn't get how the parade actually went yesterday. Are you still good with the girlfriend? Has she watched any of the show to understand that you were very disappointed in not getting Rose Bowl tickets, but getting tickets to the Rose Bowl parade? Are you guys still together?
Well, yeah, we're still together. I was debating on showing her the segment of when I did talk about that yesterday. Showed her twice actually yesterday. She laughed once, didn't like it the first time. So I don't know. We're doing well. The second time she was like, or the first time she was like, "What? Well, why are you? What's wrong with the parade?" And I'm like, "Nothing. Let's go. Let's do it."
Lying to your partner.
Yeah, exactly. Great start off that relationship. Lying through your teeth. There is not a red-blooded American male that walked this earth that is going to enjoy the parade more than going to the actual game. Oh my goodness! And you couldn't even be honest about that. Couldn't be honest about that.
It was funny too. We're watching the the parade go on, and crossing the street are fans for the tailgates. So I'm just like, oh, there they go. So it was.
I mean, you should have gone over there. They would have said, "Young Payton, are you from DTL? Come over, have a hot dog." Gentlemen, well done today. Producer man, thank you for the one shot. It's now time for you to all go out into the world. For you to pay it forward, be kind to one another, be honest with each other. It's the only way that this thing can work. And understand this. There's only one thing left to do. Thank you, TJ Parker, for everything that you do the last 11 months. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window because you've got your marching orders. My entire crew, damn it, do I love them all. Only 5-star chef game, Seabass. My numbers guy, Raphael. My man from Memphis, Tennessee, DG. Young Payton. And producer man always behind the scenes making the show look like $1 million. I am with the coach. Trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's true all about every single day. Enjoy the games today. And let's cash the... It's a great way to end. Right here on DTL. Good luck.